This is the modern smart toilet, and it's probably one of the coolest things I've ever added to my bathroom. The look really catches the eye right away. It's a sleek, white, all-in-one design that feels much more modern compared to regular toilets. The build is pretty substantial. It sits a bit higher than most standard toilets, and for me, that comfort height is a small but really notable upgrade. I was a little skeptical at first, honestly. I thought maybe I wouldn't use most of the features, or that it would be too complicated for a basic necessity. But from my experience using it daily, I now don't want to go back. For anyone who's never used something like this before, let me share what it's actually like. This smart toilet comes with a built-in bidet and features like a heated seat, instant warm water for washing, a warm air dryer, and even a night light. The LED display on the side tells you the temperature of the seat and also lets you know what mode is active. For me, one of the biggest key features is the heated seat. Living somewhere that gets pretty cold in the morning, I quickly learned to appreciate sitting down and not having that shock of cold porcelain. The seat heats up quickly. Sometimes I feel like getting warm even before I finish getting ready to sit. And it's adjustable, so you can set it just right for your comfort. I think one of the biggest hesitations I had before getting a smart toilet was the worry about how complicated it would be to use. Would there be too many buttons? Would my guests even know how to flush? The modern smart toilet cleared up those worries fast. There's a remote control that you can mount on your wall. It's really simple, just a few clearly labeled buttons. You'll see options for rear or front wash, which is what people mean when talking about bidets. For anyone unfamiliar, a bidet is just a little nozzle that sprays water to clean you after using the toilet, making things more refreshed and hygienic compared to just using toilet paper. You can even move the nozzle to find the best position for yourself and set the water temperature and spray strength. One setting I didn't expect to love as much as I do is the warm air dryer. Instead of needing a lot of toilet paper, you can just use the bidet and then let the built-in dryer finish the job. There are several temperature levels, so you don't feel like you're getting blasted with hot air. The air is evenly warm, and I can say it actually works. I was surprised at how dry I felt after a cycle. This feature alone makes it easier for people who want to cut down on toilet paper use, and honestly, I'd recommend this for anyone who wants a cleaner and more sustainable bathroom routine. Another thing that stands out to me is the touchless operation. There's a sensor by the base, so you can flush just by waving your foot near it. I find that really handy if you want to keep things clean. The lid can also open automatically when you get close, using another sensor. I was worried it might be too sensitive or cause problems if people simply walked by. And honestly, sometimes the sensor does open the lid if I walk a bit too close with the door open. It's not a deal breaker, and disabling the lid sensor at night solves the minor annoyance for me. For anyone who likes a more hands-free experience, this feature is pretty perfect. Let's talk about cleaning, because that's what makes a smart toilet stand out. What makes this model easy for me is the self-cleaning nozzle and the pre-mist feature. When you sit down, the toilet mists the inside of the bowl to help keep things from sticking. So the bowl stays much cleaner than my previous toilet. The nozzle also washes itself, before and after use, with a UV light built in for extra hygiene. Honestly, I only need to wipe down the seat and the bowl occasionally now, and that saves me time and effort. Speaking about installation, I was nervous about needing special plumbing or wiring. As someone who's not a professional, I didn't want a huge headache. I will say you need a regular floor connection and an outlet nearby for the power, since this toilet does need electricity for its features. Luckily, my electrician took care of it in a single visit. If your bathroom doesn't have an outlet by the toilet, that's the only real thing to plan for. It's a bit heavier than a traditional toilet, mostly because of the built-in tank and extra parts. But once it's installed, it fits right into a modern bathroom setup. Here's something that surprised me in a good way. In case of a power outage, there's a backup battery box so you can still get a basic flush. I haven't seen this on a lot of smart toilets, and it's reassuring. I tested it by popping in a few AA batteries, and yes, the flush works just like normal, even without main power. The toilet also has a deodorizing system that activates automatically. It pulls air through a filter inside after you use it. For me, I've noticed there's barely any odor left behind, and the bathroom just feels fresher. The night light function is surprisingly useful. On late nights, when I wake up and need to use the toilet, the subtle blue light is enough to see what I'm doing. but never harsh or blinding. There are some quirks, though. The size of the toilet is a little bigger than I was used to, mainly because of the rear tank. I needed to move my water line a bit for it to fit right, and the included water supply hose wasn't quite long enough in my setup. Not huge issues, but definitely something to measure for before you plan to get it. The plastic seat does flex a bit under heavier weight. It's not uncomfortable, it just feels a bit different compared to heavy ceramic. The warranty is on the short side, only 90 days, which is not as long as some other brands, but so far it's been solid. That being said, the immediate experience outweighs these minor downsides for me. In my opinion, this modern smart toilet with bidet built in is perfect for anyone who wants more comfort, convenience, and hygiene in their daily life. If you're like me and have been curious about smart toilets but weren't sure if you'd use all the features, I'd just say, once you try the heated seat and the bidet settings, you probably won't want to go back to a regular toilet. From my experience, everything from installation to daily use has been better than I expected. I especially love the sensor functions, the self-cleaning features, and saving water while getting a better clean. My friends who visited and saw it were impressed and kept pressing the remote just to see how it all worked.